Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, we've got a little bit of a science experiment going on. So I do have a funnel right here. I do have a French oak spiral. That French oak spiral comes out of this Oak and Eden bottle right here. This was the first Oak and Eden Virginia ABC weeded bourbon pick that I picked up. And this thing is amazing with the cigar. Luckily, I had it back up. Anyway, since it is dry January, I do have enough footage to get me through the month, but I wanted to do a little bit of experiment for the month of January. And it'll probably spill over into February. But if you watch this channel a lot, you will notice that you probably have never seen me talk about just the regular 46 a lot. Like, I might bring it up when I do recommendation videos, things like that, but it's not something that's heavily talked about. So this bottle, it's a good bottle. This bottle, not so much. Larceny, the regular shelfer, just doesn't do it for me. I will take Maker's Mark 46 over Larceny every day of the week, any day of the week. Now, I'll take the 46 cask strength over this every day of the week too. But this right here is just, I don't know, when I sampled it, it just came across a little bland. Now, today is January 1st. I don't know if I'm going to release this in like a two-part series or just make it one complete video, but I do want to have this thing age for minimum 31 days. So from January 1st all the way up to January 31st. Now, last year, when I came off of dry January, things just did not taste the same. So I probably will let this thing sit a little longer than 31 days. Like I said, I might have it spill over into February, but I thought that this would be an interesting thing to do, because if I could possibly turn a shelfer Larceny into a great product, hey, that'll be a little easier on the pockets, and then it'll be something that's kind of like a little special to me. Yes, I would have to wait like 30 days, so I would have to like go out, if I like this one, pick up another Larceny and then put this one into that bottle and then try and do the same thing. But I'm going to try and keep it as even as possible. What I want to do is I want to fill half this bottle up, fill half this bottle up with the oak stave in it with the Larceny, and then have this bottle and this bottle age in the same place, somewhere where in my house where I know the temperature kind of varies, you know, so I'll get some areas where it'll be cool, some areas where it'll be kind of warm, and just either rotate them between those areas or just kind of like put it close to like one of the heaters or floor heater or where it comes out of the vent. Just somewhere that will get the whiskey warm enough to go in and out of that oak stave. And I might even shake it up a little bit, you know, just to try and get that to work out. So let's get these things poured up. Now, to make sure I didn't get any oil from my hand onto the spiral, I've got these gloves on. I also wanted to hide these ugly ass hands. So we'll get the funnel in. Is that half yet? We're getting there. It's getting close. So I also took the spiral out to kind of let it dry. I didn't want to put it in wet. I'm trying to not have the Oak and Eden affect the Larceny at all. I know some of that is going to soak into the wood, so some of those flavors, but it did drain. It drained really well. And I rinsed out the inside of the Oak and Eden bottle with hot water, flushed it twice, actually 3 times, and let it dry upside down just to make sure that I didn't get any of that Oak and Eden in there. Now, that is not as close as I want it to be, so I'm just going to add a little more. Now I think we've got it. Get that off to the side. Put the Larceny cap back on, Oak and Eden cap back on, give it a shake, get it all over that spiral. And now the fun part. We make it through dry January and we wait. Thanks for checking out the channel. Now I would love for you guys to go over to bourbondropstore.com, where you can get this amazing heavyweight hoodie as well as the black Bourbon Drop tee. Don't forget about the blog. I've got recommendations for all whiskey drinkers from 80 proof all the way up to 130 plus. So you've got beginner, intermediate, and experienced bourbon drinkers. Don't forget about the Bourbon News as well, because you can catch some of the latest bottles and what their mash bills are, their prices are, and what their notes are supposed to be according to the manufacturer. Now, I've got my different notes. You guys also keep an eye on the channel, because bottles that you see up here will be coming soon. Check out bourbondropstore.com, link below. This has been a truly long experiment. I did not release it after 30 days. One, because January is only 31 days. It still would have been 30 days. But two, they weren't that different. So at that 30-day mark, the Larceny that is in the Oak and Eaton bottle started to pull away slightly, but it wasn't like something that was like, wow, you know. So then I started trying it, you know, a few days after that, and then a few days after that. So around the middle of the month, I was like, ooh, I might need to stop and take this out or put it in another bottle, because I was starting to pick up a little, I won't say a little too much oak, but it was starting to become a little oaky. And I guess it just didn't jive well with how, you know, the profile of the Larceny. So then I tried it about a week ago, and I was, let's just say I was pleasantly surprised. So I want to get these things in here, man. Look, like I told you guys, it's been a long 59 days. You know, you got 31 days, you got 28 days, so that is 59 days. I am just not a huge fan of Larceny. You can put in the comments whether or not you like it. The first time I ever had it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is just not for me. And never bought another bottle. I mean, you know, just knowing that they blend to a profile, and if that's going to be the constant profile of that bottle, I don't want it. So when I got this bottle right here, I had a bright idea. I said, I wonder if I can take that oak spiral and do the same thing that Oak and Eden did and turn Larceny drinkable. So I've got this one right here just to be like the standpoint, but this one right here, this is going to be the one that's going to be the one that's been finished. So holding them up, I don't see a color difference at all, actually. Not at all. Not at all. Not a color difference at all. Now, maybe I would have seen a color difference if maybe I would have like just took a flamethrower to this thing and just, you know, torched it a little bit and got some char on there just to try and see if I could get some of that char to kind of influence the color. But then I would have had to strain it and go through all that. So I wasn't going through all that. But like I said, right now, no difference. All right, so nose-wise, just, I don't know. It's got like this, you probably can tell by the look on my face, I'm not blown away. It's got a little bit of a fruitiness. It's got some floral notes in it, a little bit of like a wood note, like a light brown sugar, and that's pretty much it. All right, let's get into the nose of the one with the French oak spiral, because as you can see, I'm a fan of French oak. The nose smells a little more chocolate heavy. So it's got the that fruity note. It's got some of that floral note, but it has this hint of chocolate in it. Now, one thing I did notice about the regular Larceny, my nose is acting up a little bit tonight, but the one thing that I noticed about the regular Larceny when I poured it the first night that I got it was ethanol heavy, and it was pretty green. And I have been like, I've been wanting to keep these at the same level. So what I've been doing is, as I test this bottle, I test this bottle. Still horrible, but I test this bottle. So you can see they've been coming down. So like I said, after the dry January was over, I would go in and I would see, you know, where it's at. Like, okay, should I stop it right here? Should I stop it right here? Should I stop it right here? And then, like I said, around the 15th, it was starting to get like oaky, and I was like, I might have like over oaked it. But lately, like I said, when I went to it about a week ago, I was pleasantly surprised. All right, I've done too much talking. I know you guys probably want to know how this thing turned out. All right, let's get into the palate. That is odd. At one point, it seemed to have gotten like too oaky. It's light on the palate, but it's fruity. Wow. Okay, let me go into the regular Larceny. So, like, if I had to describe it right now, I would say vanilla, very light vanilla, fruity, a little like a almost like a watered down cream, like a sweet cream. All right, let's go into the regular Larceny. Grainy, thin, grainy, oaky, tannic. I just can't do regular Larceny, man. I can't be the only one out there. All right, let's go back into this one right here. Still fruity, still that light vanilla, still light across the palate, just delicate. I gotta go back in for a third sip. The nose has like gotten more chocolate heavy. Picking up a little more vanilla in the nose. It's more of like a milk chocolate though. Now I know that my mind is not messing with me. That oak spiral sat in this bottle for almost 60 days, and I'm telling you it has changed. And I made sure to put it in warm places, cool places, shake it up. I tried to do everything to get this liquid in and out of that spiral. All right, back in for the, I'm trying to figure out, I think this is the third sip. That spiral knocked the graininess off of that thing. You get maybe like a tinge of it in the back, but the spiral knocked those rough, grainy ethanol notes out of that thing, knocked the youthful notes out of that thing. It comes across the palate more, like I said earlier, fruity. Some of that milk chocolate, it like lingers on the mid palate. You get some, you don't get like a toasted wood or charred wood. To me, you get more of like a raw wood, if that makes sense, on the back of the palate. So I know it's been 60 days. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There's not much more I could say. This oak spiral French oak spiral has actually made Larceny drinkable. Now, this was a quick, it was supposed to be a 30-day experiment. Like I said, it turned into a 59-day. I wanted to see if I could possibly make it drinkable and if it's something I'd replicate. Would I replicate it again? No. I'd probably just go and buy something else. It's not worth me buying a cheap whiskey to put a spiral in and then waiting 60 days for this thing to turn into something that's not amazing, but much better. So with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out unless you head it to a drop. Until next time.